sometimes, like right now for me, things are out of your control. For me, right now, I am, as you can see, packing up my house. We are moving out to undergo a renovation that's stressful. And also, I've been having some weird health stuff. I've been trying to track down a diagnosis, trying to figure out what's wrong. It's not cancer, but I've been meeting with a lot of doctors and specialists and tests and procedures, trying to get some answers. And so I thought it'd be good to talk about how do we deal when things are out of our control. One of the most common answers that you'll hear, and it's an answer that I've given myself, is, well, when things are out of your control, focus on what you can control. And there's a reason that that's a good response, because there's something called locus of control. So if you have an internal locus of control, then you believe that you have some say, some control over how things turn out for you. And studies show that people who have that internal locus of control not only have more successful outcomes, but are also happier than somebody who has that external locus of control. Like they think, oh, it doesn't matter what I do, just everything's going to turn out however it's going to turn out. It's not up to me. So those people can tend to be, kind of miserable and fatalistic. So it's good to focus on what you can control because it gives you that feeling of, hey, I have some say over how things turn out here. But let me tell you what I've been experiencing. I'm pretty good at focusing on what I can control. I have been dealing with health issues since I was 26 and first diagnosed with cancer. I know how to, focus on what I can control and do some research and pick good doctors. But recently, in this case, what's been happening for me is I go down the rabbit hole. A doctor will say, well, I think it's this diagnosis. And so I'm like, Google. And then a couple days later, it's like, no, actually it's this other thing. Google. What could be, what could happen? What could all the possible outcomes be? And I've really just been spiraling on some of that. It keeps me up at night. And same with the house. It's like, oh, okay, we need to do this. And then I'm Googling and it's like, oh, I turn on HGTV and it's like always mold and it's an extra $40,000 and I start to spiral there too. So I'm actually finding that focusing on what I can control has been leading to more anxiety for me. So I have another suggestion for you. If you're dealing with something that you can't control, do focus on what you can control and then focus on something else. Find something else to focus on because I've been focusing too much on the things that I can control and it's been amping up my anxiety and making me feel like, oh my God, if I don't do all of these things and know all of these things and plan for all of these, any potential bad outcome, like it's gonna be a bad outcome. So I've been trying just the past couple weeks since I realized this to focus on what I can control and then focus on something else. Really try and let it go. Obviously I have a lot to focus on. I could pack instead. My husband's birthday is at the end of this week, so I've been focusing on some things other than these things that are causing me anxiety because they're kind of out of my control right now. And the last thing that you can also do is you want to reflect back on times that things have been out of your control, but it's been successful anyway. Right? You've done what you can do and then you kind of have to leave it up to somebody else or leave it up to whether or not there is mold in the walls and you just don't know until you know. But I've been trying to reflect back on times when things were out of my control, but ultimately they turned out okay because that's that good little reminder that, probably this is going to be a good outcome. So if you are dealing with something that's out of your control and it's messing with your mind, I want you to focus on what you can control, but if that's not enough, then I want you to stop and focus on something else. And then I want you to just remind yourself every once in a while that things have in your past turned out okay, even when you haven't been in control of them. And if you're going through something like that right now, you're not alone. I'm right there with you. So leave me a comment below. Let me know what's keeping you up at night and we'll be in it together, okay? Good luck.